everybody, it's Cathryn from In the Pink Designs. Before I start, I wanted to say I have 3 kits available to mail out right away. They were not paid for, and it's been over a month, so I'm going to put them up for sale. They're $40 for 5 projects using the Sending Cheer kit. All right, if you're interested, just shoot me an email, and I will send you an invoice on PayPal. All right. Okay, so now for today's project, I'm using the Gift of Giving stamp set and the Stylish Shapes dies. I made another hot cocoa box, but you guys seem to love them. Everybody watches them. But this time I'm using the hot cocoa packet and this cute gingerbread guy mug sitter. All right, I got these from Aldi. They're adorable. The cookie sits right on the side of your mug. They were under $3, and there's 16 of them in there. So I just had to do another project with it. Alrighty, this is my host code. Please put that in for any purchases under $150, not including your shipping and tax. Alright, the box measures 4 1/4 by 3 1/4 by 1 inch. Okay? And I'm using the Gift of Giving stamp set. We're using the Cup of Cheer. And I use the Stylish Shapes dies. I use the 2 largest square dies. Okay. So I'm also using the Joyful Specialty Designer Series paper. So what we need for this project is a piece of cherry cobbler that is 11 by 6. We need some basic white for stamping. This is the largest rectangle from the Stylish Shapes dies. It's 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and I cut one from cherry cobbler. The one that I cut the image out with is 2 3/8 by 2 3/8. Right, and of the Joyful Specialty Designer Series paper, we need 2 pieces that are 3 by 4, 2 that are 4 by 3/4, and 2 that are 3 by 3/4. All right. Okay, I'm going to get my Simply Scored, and we're going to start on the 11-inch side. And you are going to score at 1/2, 4 3/4, 5 3/4, and at 10. All right, and then we're going to turn it to the 6-inch side and score at 1, 4 1/4, and 5 1/4. All right. Okay, so I'm going to fold and burnish all of the score lines. Okay, how we have this is the long way is this way, and the 1/2-inch rectangle is on the left. There is a 3/4 on the top and a 1 inch on the bottom. So this is what we're going to be doing. Alrighty, we're going to start over here and go to the first score line, cut it to the first score line, and wedge up into the skinny rectangle. Go to the next score line and the next score line and cut them to the first score line, and then wedge both sides of that square there. Go to the next score line, cut it to the first score line, and wedge both sides of the square that's there. Alright, so turn it now so that the skinny rectangle is over here. And we're going to go to the first score line and cut it to the second score line. Get rid of this rectangle on the bottom and wedge both sides of the square. Go to the next score line, cut it to the second score line, and the next score line. Cut it to the second score line. Take off the rectangle on the bottom and wedge both sides of the square. Now we're going to take these 4 pieces off. 2 large rectangles and 2 mini ones. Okay, and then the last thing on this, what's left of this skinny rectangle, just wedge up a little bit. All right, and then I'm going to take a corner rounder. Now the skinny rectangle's over here. I'm going to round the edge, the sides of this big piece that sticks out the top. Okay, and that's what your cardstock should look like after you're done scoring and cutting. All right, I'm going to put tear and tape on what's left of the skinny rectangle next to the score line. I'll use my take your pick tool to get the backing off. All right, we're going to flip over the whole thing and then flip over the side with the tape. Flip the other side over to meet it. And this is our back right here, this part. All right, so we're going to push the sides. I'm going to glue the tabs, pull down the back, and then glue this. Make sure that everything is nice and straight. All right, and that is your box. Okie doke. Now we need our designer series paper. We're using the Joyful Specialty DSP. 2 pieces that are 3 by 4. Our box is going to go this way this time. Okay, so the 4 by 4 are going to go on the front and the back. The 4 by 3/4 on the long sides and the 3 by 3/4 on the short sides. Okay, and I'm just, after I did the back piece here, I'm just going to take a small circle punch and punch out a little finger grip. Okay, now we're going to let that dry and we will stamp our image. Okay, so we need Tuxedo Black Ink and our basic white cardstock, and I'm using the cup image from Gift of Giving stamp set. And just make sure you leave yourself enough room to cut it out with the circle. There we go. All right, now I'm going to cut it out with the 2 3/8 inch square from the Stylish Shapes dies. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm using some Stampin Blends. I'm going to use light and dark cherry cobbler for the cup. And I'm going to put the light in the middle and try to blend it out. Okay, so it's just a little bit lighter in the middle. Okay. Now with dark shaded spruce, I'm going to do the greenery. Okay, then I'm going to bring in dark real red, and I'm going to do the berries and the candy cane. Okay, for the marshmallows, I'm going to use light smoky slate, and I'm just going to go where the marshmallows touch either each other or the cups, and I'm going to put a little line on the edges. And then I'm just going to try to soften those just a little bit with a color lifter. Just kind of go over it a little bit and it will soften the edge. Okay. All right, and then for the chocolate chip cookie, I'm going to use pecan pie, and I'm going to use dark on the chips and light on all the rest. Okay. And that is it. I don't know if you can see. There you go. Okie dokie. Now we need our rectangle out of cherry cobbler that is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and we're going to glue the image rectangle right in the middle. Okay, and then I'm going to put some dimensionals on there. I'm just going to put that right on the top part. And then I'm going to use some of the gold trim. This is from the Elegant Twine combo pack, silver and gold. I'm not sure if it's available, but there is another silver, probably I think 1/8 inch silver that's retiring soon, but it's still available. I'm going to take a double strand and tie a bow, pretty good size bow. Okay, and I'm just going to cut them off. This one's a little longer. Alrighty, and then pick the side that you like. And I'm going to put glue dots and a dab of liquid glue on the knot. Okay, and then I'm just going to attach it right underneath. And I'm going to hold it and try to get these pieces to go down. Just going to use my fingernail. There we go. Alright, and then for the final touch, I'm going to use blooming pearls. I'll use the gold ones and my take your pick tool. And I'm going to put a big one here, a small one right there, and another large one right there. And that's it. All right, I hope you have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye.